Hi everyone, welcome to Combined Sunday School for First Trinity, St. Matthew, Lifeline Partnership, any of our friends from Vacation Bible School. All are welcome. I'm Ms. Kimberly. I do the Sunday School for First Trinity and St. Matthew. And I'm also going to be joined by Pastor Suzanne, who leads a Lifeline Partnership, Sunday School, and so many other things. So we're going to start with creating a sacred space, and Pastor Suzanne is going to do that for us. After that, we're going to do the Lord's Prayer. Then we're going to have a Bible story, and we'll also have send you some fun things that you can work on at home. So I'm really excited about our new format, and I hope you like it.
Hi everybody, it's Pastor Suzanne. I'm down here in the First Trinity Fellowship Hall in what we call the Sunday School room. So before, in normal times, you all would come down here on Sunday morning and Miss Kimberly would have a story for you and activities to talk about the story, and she would have questions, and you would all work together to try to figure out what the Bible story means and what it means for you. So we're still going to do that today, except you all are in your own physical space, and we're going to be in our physical space. But we can still all be together in one space by doing what I call making sacred space. So one of the ways that we do that is by lighting a candle. So here's an electronic candle. I'm going to turn it on, and you can see the glow. And that reminds us that the Holy Spirit is here with us. So we're all together in the same space, even though we're physically apart. And the Holy Spirit will be here with us to help us to listen to the story, to talk about what we think it might mean for us, and then to try to figure out what that means when we walk back out the door. So let's get started.
My name is Divya. I am Charles Leo Anderson.
Zach.
And Avery. I'm Kieran.
Did you all see what was in this box or hear about it? No. What do you think is in the box? Should we look and see?
Yeah.
All right, let's pull one out and see what we
Okay.
have. All right, this is the first thing in the box.
It's a welcome sign.
It is a welcome sign. Where have you seen welcome signs before?
I've seen signs sometimes like on doors.
Anyone
Maybe
else?
at a church.
Or maybe even at like a store. Would you see one ever at a store?
I never saw one there.
You never saw one there?
No. It's always all are welcome, and we welcome people into our churches.
So anybody that sees the sign knows that they are welcome into that space. What do you think? Should we look into see what's next?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Do you recognize what this is in the package?
No.
No. Toilet paper.
It looks like toilet paper, right? It's like a small version. It's not quite. Do you want to help me open this, though?
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Paper towels.
I mean, it feels like it, right? If you feel it, what do you think?
bandage wrap.
Yeah, that's totally what it is. A gauze. Yeah. Why would we have gauze?
I don't know what gauze is. I think it might be a type of wrap.
Who would have gauze?
Me. I've cut my head open many times and I use gauze a lot.
You've cut your head open many times, so you've
4.
used it. Oh, 4 times. My goodness. I'm glad you're okay. That's a lot of times to
Yeah.
cut open a head.
That's probably because I'm a little cuckoo.
Oh. Why do you think people would have this in general? What?
I think doctors might have it at a hospital if somebody breaks a bone. Someone who might be hurt and needs protection.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next object. You probably recognize this one a lot easier.
Clipboard.
Clipboard.
It's a clipboard.
Clipboard. All right. Why do you need a clipboard?
Because so if you have a sheet that you really need to work on, you could hold this and then you could clip it on to this thing.
That's exactly right. Where would you find a clipboard usually?
School, home, office.
And have you all used one before?
Yes,
Yeah,
many
I've
times.
used some in Spanish class.
You've used
At my kindergarten.
Nice.
No, not kindergarten.
You used one of these?
Yes.
Yeah, when?
When I get in trouble and I have to do my math test outside the classroom.
So a lot of people though could have clipboards and they help you kind of communicate in a way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can write stuff down, you can take a test, you can draw some art, and then you could show people.
Basically, my 5th grade ELA teacher had like a million of those in her
Whoa.
room, like just in bins.
1 million of them?
Yeah.
That is a lot of
Yeah.
clipboards.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You're gonna recognize it right away. What does it sound like?
Keys.
Yeah,
Keys.
keys. And
Yeah.
where do you usually find keys?
Like on clips.
Like on a keychain, maybe. What does a key do in your car?
It makes your cars start moving.
The lock is specifically designed for one key. That one key can only unlock one specific lock.
If you had a friend coming over to your place, you could maybe unlock the door for them.
Yeah.
So have them come in. So let's just take a look at all the objects that we have. We have keys, we have this clipboard, we have this gauze, and this welcome sign. Is there a theme that you can think of?
Everyone uses them at their house. Everyday supplies, like stuff everyone has.
Yeah, when you see welcome,
You see church.
you see church. Yeah, and all of these things, in a way, are to represent the idea of a neighbor, like somebody that you want to welcome in.
So the welcome sign is to welcome your neighbor in, and then the keys are to open the door. The clipboard might be to write something out for them.
Yeah.
I still need to figure out what the gauze might represent.
Well, maybe somebody that you know, or maybe somebody you don't know, you see them get hurt.
Oh,
And if you had a gauze, would you help them out?
Yes.
Yeah, totally. And if maybe it was your house and Charlie wanted to come over, would you welcome him in and
Yeah.
maybe have this sign? And if he hurt his head, like he maybe does quite often, you could have this gauze to help him out. And maybe he'd need a key to get in, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's that idea of helping your neighbor. They're all welcome. We're all accepting of them, and we can help them out if they need it. Can you remind me of what we talked about? What is
We
this?
talked about how this was gauze.
Yeah. What is this useful for? Remember?
Anything that's hurt.
Yeah, like your head, if you need it. Right. And it actually reminds me of a story in the Bible. And is it okay if I read it to you all and then we can talk about it?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Why not?
This story is about the Good Samaritan. Just then, a lawyer stood up to test Jesus. "Teacher," he said, "what must I do to inherit eternal life?" What does that mean? Do you know?
That you live forever.
Right.
I think it kind of means like you can live for a really, really, really long time.
Yeah. He said to him, "What is written in the law? What do you read there?" And he answered, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." And he said to him, "You have given the right answer. Do this, and you will live." What is the lawyer reflecting to Jesus?
Jesus is telling him that he has given the right answer, and if he follows that and loves his neighbor as himself and those things, then he'll get his wish as living a very long life.
I agree. So the lawyer, wanting to justify himself, he asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" And then Jesus replied, "A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell into the hands of robbers, who stripped him and beat him and then went away, leaving him half dead. Now, by chance, a priest was going down that road, and when he saw the man who was hurt, he passed by on the other side. So what do you think that means? What did the priest do?
He didn't do anything.
Yeah, he didn't help him at all. And likewise with the Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, the man that was hurt, he also passed to the other side. So Avery, did this man help him or did he walk away?
It sounds like he walked away.
That's right. But a Samaritan, while traveling, came near him. And when he saw him, he moved in with pity. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, having poured oil and wine on them. And then he put him on his own animal and brought him to an inn and took care of him. So what happened with the Samaritan?
He helped him.
What did he do? He bandaged him.
Yeah.
Problem with this, right? So the next day he took out 2 denarii, which are money, and gave them to the innkeeper and said, "Take care of him, and when I come back, I will repay you whatever more you spent." Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robber? And the lawyer says, "The one who showed him mercy." And Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise." So the Good Samaritan, what did he do for the man that was walking?
He bandaged him and he took him to an inn and took care of him.
But did he know this man?
No.
No, he didn't know him, but he helped him anyway. When you are helping somebody close by, like a neighbor perhaps, would you go and help them as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would help them. What about you, Avery?
I would totally help
You would help them too? And you guys are starting to get to know one another. If Charlie banged his head, would you help him out? If you had some
Yeah.
cause? Yeah. Make sure you'd be okay. And vice versa, would you help her out? Yeah. Do you see why it relates to being a neighbor? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The theme of that?
Because we said before, with the guys, with welcoming people in, they said that he took him into an inn, he bandaged him,
Yeah.
and then poured like wine and oil on his cuts. Being a neighbor is someone who could help the people in the neighborhood around them out. I think why I would do that is because I know how it feels to be hurt, and that I wouldn't like it if someone just walked by.
If you know what it's like to feel hurt, you wouldn't want somebody to walk away from you. You'd want somebody to help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? That wouldn't be very nice if you were like, "I'm hurt," and they're like, "See you later." Right? Not very kind.
Well, howdy. Good to meet you.
Hi.
So my name is Nick Tangen. I'm the Minister of Faith in Community at a church here in Minneapolis. So that means I do what's called community organizing to fix problems that come up in the neighborhood, and spend a lot of time talking to business owners and community organizations and working together to figure out how we can make our neighborhood a better place to live and better for everybody.
Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, do y'all have some questions for me?
What exactly type of stuff do you do when you're there?
So I spend a lot of time just talking to people one-on-one, kind of like this. So I do something called one-to-ones. Sounds kind of funny, but it really just means what it sounds like.
Basically one-on-one.
Right. I just meet with people one-on-one and I get to know them a bit. And I ask them questions like, what do you get really excited about? What do you think are the biggest problems in our neighborhood? What would you like to see change? And then I get all this feedback from people. And when I start to hear some common things, then maybe I know that there's something we can all work on together.
Do you most likely usually use computer, or do you use your clipboard that you have with us and your pen?
So clipboard is the community organizer's best friend because I can keep a lot of information on here. I can keep business cards, so when I need to give people my contact information, I can keep this here. I can keep a notebook so that I can take notes when people are telling me something about themselves. Sometimes we use clipboards for petitions. Do y'all know what petitions are?
No, I
No?
don't.
No? You kind of do?
Yeah. If you want something to happen or be established in a certain place, you will go door to door asking people to sign that.
When we want maybe a politician or a local leader to do something, we need to show them that a lot of people care about it. And one of the best ways we can do that is we can get a bunch of signatures. That shows that we've talked to all these people in the neighborhood, and all these signatures mean that these people want to see something change.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
Who are your church's neighbors?
So some of our neighbors, well, a lot of our neighbors, because I'm next to the University of Minnesota, are students, a lot of college students, a lot of professors who also live in the neighborhood. And then some of our church members still live in the neighborhood too.
Do you ever hear like really awkward stuff from people?
Constantly.
Like who I said I cut my head open a lot of times?
Yeah.
That's sort of awkward.
Yeah, it was a little awkward for sure. Yeah. And I hear awkward stuff all the time, you know, because sometimes people are awkward. And you know what? Sometimes I say really awkward things too.
Yeah.
Because that's just how it goes.
I'm proud of being awkward.
Me too. Yeah, way to be awkward, man.
How do you help your neighbors?
Some of our neighbors are experiencing homelessness, and so we open our building up so that people can have a safe place to stay. I can ask them questions about what needs they might have. Do they need access to a kitchen? Do they have food? Do they know where they're going to stay that night? More recently, we've had friends that come to the building and need to use our microwave. So sometimes it's really simple things like just saying, you know, we have something that you can use. Feel free to come and use it. And sometimes it's just asking if somebody needs some prayer too. So we spend a lot of time praying with neighbors and people who come in the door as well. With students, we run a farmer's market.
Sounds fun.
It's great.
Yeah.
Do you guys like going to farmers markets?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
I like it a lot.
I like the farmers market.
You like the farmer's market? I do too. We launched this farmer's market because a lot of college students don't have access to good and healthy food. One of the things that we learned was that they were really looking for a way to get some vegetables and get some vegetables that they could afford.
Do you like your job?
Oh, I love my job. Yeah, my job is a lot of fun. A lot of the stories about Jesus are him walking along the road and asking them about themselves. And I was really excited to find that there were jobs in the church that were just like that got me outside of the church and got me walking around and getting to meet my neighbors and see how I can be of help to my neighbors too.
Very cool.
So we saw a video with a church community organizer from a church, and he's talking to the kids and kind of telling them what's going on. So let's read the story of the Good Samaritan one more time, but let's look at it from the point of the view of the guy who was wounded, okay? So in our Bible from Luke 10:25-37, "Help!" a Jewish man shouted from a ditch beside the road to Jericho. "Someone help! I've been robbed!" The man lay on the ground, hurt and afraid. He was a long way from home. Crunch, crunch, what's that, he wondered. The man lifted his head to see a priest walking toward him. Certainly this temple leader would help him, but the priest hurried away, pretending not to see him. "Wait," the man whimpered. "Don't go." Just then he heard footsteps from the other direction. Turning his head, he spotted a Levite, someone who knew God's laws. "Please help me," the hurt man yelled. The Levite shook his head and ran away. "Will anyone help me?" The hurt man gasped. He began to cry. So we have a man here who's been wounded. He sees a priest, so someone who goes to the same church as he does, and then he sees he sees a Levite, someone who knows the laws, and they're all Jewish, so he would expect that they would help him. But they walk by. Now, it's important to know that if the priest or the Levite had touched him, then they would have been considered unclean, and they would have to have gone through the temple and got through some certain rituals and ceremonies to be clean again. So they were aware of this, and I don't know if it was that or if they thought the robbers might still be around, but they just kept going. But then, stomp, stomp, the man's eyes flew open at the sound. A donkey stared down at him. But behind the donkey, the face of a Samaritan appeared. The Jewish man shook in fear. Jewish people and Samaritans did not like each other. Would this man hurt him too? The Samaritan cleaned and bandaged the man's wounds, gently lifted the injured man onto his donkey, and started down the dusty road. So here's someone stopping to help, someone who he wouldn't expect would help at all, but someone who's coming and helping him and taking care of him. Knock, knock. The Samaritan rapped on the door of the first inn they found. This man is injured, he told the innkeeper. Let him stay here until he is well. I will pay for everything. The injured man was filled with surprise. The Samaritan helped him inside and left. Who was that? Asked the innkeeper. The hurt man whispered, He is my neighbor. Because to the hurt Jewish man, the Samaritan was the only one who took the time to help him. And not only did he help him, he took him to an inn and gave his own money for this person to be taken care of. So if we think about who was the neighbor here, it was definitely the Samaritan was the neighbor to the Jewish man, and the other Jewish people just walked by. You know, the Bible talks about neighbors a lot, even in the Old Testament. In Deuteronomy, it says, Neither shall you bear false witness against your neighbor. Which means you don't lie about your neighbor. And then in Matthew, in a second rule is like it, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I know some of you remember that I always say in Sunday school, the most important thing is to be kind to each other. And love other people as God has loved us. But if we can just be kind to each other, that's like being a neighbor, right? It's like you're treating someone as they're in your inner circle, even if they're not. You're being kind to them, so you're treating them as a neighbor. Romans 13:10 says, Love does no wrong to a neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law. Then Luke 10:36-37, which of these three, talking about the priest, the Levite, and the Samaritan, which of these three was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hand of the robbers? He said, the one who showed him mercy, which was the Samaritan, of course. So we're going to watch a couple more videos. We're going to watch some world videos. One we saw last week, which is the younger kids. And then this time we've got the older kids, and they're going to a skate park, and there are other kids, and they're kind of afraid of them, but then they talk to them, they find out everything's okay. So I think I enjoy them, and I think you will too. And also, I'll be sending you some coloring pages and some word searches and things that you can work on too. The next Sunday we won't have Sunday school, but we will have a virtual Sunday school the week after that. I hope everyone's doing good, hanging in there in school. And so next time will be our last lesson about neighbors. And then Pastor Judith and Vicar Kate and I will figure out kind of what we're going to do from there. And I hope everyone stays safe and stays healthy.
Wow, this is great, Gabe.
Yeah, I can't believe you haven't been to the skate park yet. There's lots of ramps and stuff.
Perfect for practicing tricks.
Exactly.
My goodness, who are they?
Oh, just some high school kids. They come down here too to do stunts.
They are exceptionally good. I will go over and greet them. I would love to learn to do bicycle acrobatics like that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jamila, maybe you didn't hear me. Those are high school kids. You can't just go over and talk to them.
Why not?
Because they're older and bigger, and the guy even looks like he could maybe, possibly one day start growing a mustache.
Forgive me for not understanding what facial hair has to do with saying hello. Are you saying they would be unkind?
I have no idea. I've never talked to a high schooler. I've never seen anyone do it. They could be super mean. Who knows? Anything could happen.
But
Jamila, trust me on this. We stay on our side of the line, and they stay on theirs. Everyone wins.
the line... That line is to separate us from the high schoolers?
That's what I assume. It's old, and we don't know who painted it. But that's probably what it's there for.
That seems like quite an assumption, Gabe, but I guess you could be right.
I am. Besides, we can do our own tricks over here.
Really? Like what?
Oh, just a little something I've been working on.
So the theory is we use your ramp to jump over that stick? That seems rather easy.
Yeah, exactly. First, we get good at jumping sticks. Then we can move on to jumping buses and helicopters or whatever.
That seems like a rather extreme escalation.
I know, right? Extreme!
Gabe, are you all right?
I am fine. Although, I'm shocked that something I built actually did what it was supposed to do. Oh no! The branch is breaking! This is not good. Definitely not good! Ooh!
You okay?
Yeah, thanks.
Great. Hey, you should be more careful. That's a pretty impressive bike ramp you built.
Oh, congratulations on your possible mustache.
Hey, thanks.
That was amazing. I can't believe those high school kids saved me.
Well, we are all sharing the same skate park.
It was in the tree. Maybe just 4 buses. There's no better way to spend the day than at the community park.
I love the playground. I love the slide. I love the merry-go-round.
I love that the ground is made of recycled truck tires.
Ah, you said it, Otto, good buddy. Now let's play some badminton. I brought my lucky racket and... Who is she?
I don't know, Victor. She's probably here to use the badminton court just like us.
Hey, maybe she'll want to play badminton with us.
What? No, you can't play badminton with a stranger.
She looks pretty harmless to me. Besides, if we had another person, all 4 of us could play badminton.
Wait, Ada, where are you going?
To say hi to our neighbor and see if she wants to play badminton?
Very funny, Ada. I know my neighbors, and she does not live next door to me. She doesn't even live across the street.
Our neighbors aren't just the people that live next to us, Victor.
Oh, no. I can't look.
Well, I don't know. Seems like it's going pretty well.
Is she... Are they coming back over?
It looks like it.
Quick, hide!
Otto, this is Cheerin. Sheeran. This is my brother Otto. Bye. And that lump of recycled truck tires is our friend Victor.
Nice to meet you both.
Ada, I don't like this. We really shouldn't play with a stranger.
You know I can hear you, right?
Victor, this is happening.
Fine, but I will be playing on the same team as Ada. Ada, who I know. Well, this game sure is exciting.
What are you saying, Victor? Looking to spice things up?
Maybe.
Well then.
Gonna show me what you got?
Now, boys.
No, Ada. If he wants the heat, he's got it!
I've got this!
Victor?
No worries, Ada. I'm not giving up this point.
You do know it's out of play.
Out of play? Not for me, it isn't.
Victor!
Please, no distraction, Otto.
Victor, you might want to watch out for...
All right, I got it. I got it. Go! Oh, wow. That was a close one. Sheeran, you saved me?
Well, yeah.
You saved me. A total stranger. Even though you don't know me at all. Sheeran, I take it all back. You are my neighbor. A very, very good neighbor.
Okay, you're being very weird about this.
Yeah, I get that a lot. You'll get used to it. Everyone, come and see my dear neighbor, my great protector, my champion, the wind beneath my metaphoric wings. Yeah. Just bear down a bit there. And, okay, 1, 2, hold on.